a little baby kid.
Because I like Stargate Atlantis, and I'm a very simple person.
You are a very simple person that is
It's
my
like,
friend.
yeah. I mean, you know me, man. It's like, that's all the connection I need. It's like, I like Sirius. I like Shuttle.
What's your favorite shuttle, Alex?
Endeavor.
Why?
Well, there's a few things that I like about Endeavor. It was the youngest of them all. It is also the first one that went to Hubble to repair it. Because Discovery launched it, but Discovery was really bad and launched it. It was not good. It was not good. It was not a good Hubble. And then Endeavor went up and repaired it. Then also it was also on the STS-88 mission, launching the first module of the US side of the ISS, launching Unity with the Sardia module. And so that was the first ISS mission of the shuttle. So yeah, Endeavor. Also, we have a Crew Dragon Endeavor. None of the other orbiters have a Crew Dragon that has the same name.
What's your favorite Crew Dragon, Alex?
Again.
Oh, it's stopped.
Alex, the event stack has stopped again. I'm just pointing this out.
It stops and comes back again. It's just a matter of waiting to see what happens next.
It's an interesting situation right now.
Interesting indeed. It's not over till it's over. And like 3.5 hours left in the window. The vent stack is good and all, but I still miss the flare stack.
I love the flare stack. I miss it so much. I wish we had it back. But
Same.
It was taken from us by a giant explosion. And after that, the vent stack was like 15 degrees tilted for a good few months.
Right.
Remember that time when there was like this vent stack just constantly tilted?
Good times.
That was good. So let's see, how is this? I'm just staring at the recondenser now. I just want the recondenser to fully spool up again. I want the tank farm to go. So we're back in flow, but it's oddly silent right now.
I'm telling you, we're on the graph. We're just not so back yet.
Yeah, we are like it's so over, but no, so back yet is next. If somebody doesn't know that graph meme, right? It's so weird what we are doing. It's honestly insane sometimes what we are talking about. There we can see the QD still being a bit frosty. And we'll see how this develops. But of course the pipes are still cold, so that's why it's frosty. It doesn't mean that they are loading right now. It could just mean that there's still some frostness in that.
Some frostness, huh?
Yep.
P. Mako Mac, thank you for the support. Amber, thank you for the support. They say hi, Jack. Echo Deal, thank you for the super chat. They should paint a big shark grin on Starship. That would be sick, like Super Mario. Make it a giant bullet ship. Do it on SHIP-26 and it's acceptable. Sven, thank you for the support. They say greetings from Germany and thanks for your great work. Nice.
Hey, greetings back.
How do you say their last name, Adrian?
Let me see here. Did you already click it away?
No, it's right there. It's like Sven Flohr. Floor?
It's not displaying for me.
Alright. Hang on, I'll put it in the back channel.
Yeah, no problem. But and before it's not a German name, and I will not be able to help you. floor. I would say floor.
Nice.
On the floor. Yeah. The
Thank
H is
you.
odd for me, but well,
Billy, thank you for the support. They say, would you look at that? Just look at it. Reference acknowledged.
I no.
Oh, it's a really hilarious YouTube video.
Ah, there you go.
I'll send you a link. Timothy Wall, thanks for becoming a PadRat member. Coco Cats gifting a Red Team membership. Tom V also gifting a Red Team membership, and Tom Dalton, thank you for the super chat. They say good practice toward getting multiple ships ready at one time. Yeah, I mean, action at the orbital pad and the suborbital pad and getting ship 26 ready to do something, presumably at Massey's, while finishing 29 and just everything else that they're doing. It's insane.
We can see frost starting to decrease on the ship now. You can see some defrosting going on.
Yep.
And stack also
Yes.
going again.
Yep. There's certainly, at this moment in time, there is certainly some detanking going on. We'll see how this develops, but as of now, they are for sure at least partially detanking the vehicle.
That's the way it goes. But once again, plenty of time left in the window today.
Yep. And with plenty, in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and even if we wrap commentary at some point, Starbase Live will not stop. And once we see anything happening, of course, we would go back live. But no plans to wrap just yet because we're still waiting to figure out what's going on here. Obviously, ship detanking, but is this the end? Question mark.
We'll see.
John's
And
asking. Go ahead.
And even if this is the end for today, like, well, we'll talk if we are getting to that. There's still more closures to come this week. We have 2 more backup days coming tomorrow and Thursday.
Not bad.
It will be fun if it were tomorrow, because we also have a Starlink launch.
Or is that fun in air quotes, or do you actually mean that would be fun?
For scheduling reasons, fun in air quotes, yes.
No, I already have an idea how to solve this.
Hey, at least it's not, hopefully, Friday, because then we'd be conflicting with maybe Starliner.
I mean, they had to go very deep into the window for it to be conflicting with Starliner.
True, that's true.
I thought
Like
you were going to
top now.
say it will conflict with Twiz.
Of course, all you can think about is
Do you mean this week in Spaceflight, the best show in the world to catch up with space news?
And NSF Live, which is also on Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern.
You started this, Jack.
We're just plugging things now?
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
say the time for Twiz, but, depending on the week, we vary a little bit. Kind of depends on how fast the edit goes.
That's Alicia appearing in the back channel saying hola. 10 a.m. plus minus 5 hours.
More plus than minus.
Norfinder is asking, will a scrub mean that there will be a delay for launch? So this is not the Flight 4 Starship. This is the Flight 5 Starship. So, no. The long pull for Flight 4 right now appears to be vehicle and pad readiness combined with the FAA mishap investigation. So, oh, hey, look, there's a firing of a Raptor on
there we
McGregor
go.
Live. Speaking of plugging things, McGregor Live exists. And you can see engine tests at SpaceX facility in McGregor, Texas.
Are we plugging the audio?
So at least one facility of
it shut
SpaceX is
down,
firing engines.
Yeah. There's been already 4 tests. And 3 of them were Raptors. So there
Yeah,
you have
can see
your Raptor.
The info there on the top left. You
Yeah.
can see the audio scrolling by as well, like the visual waveform, which I love. So that was a stage 2 and or Merlin engine test.
That was a Merlin. Regular Merlin.
Neat.
Yeah. Stage 2 is another stand. Yeah.
There we go. Nice. We at least got Got a Merlin static fire here.
Yeah, we got something.
See, that's
Thank-
something.
Thanks, McGregor Live.
Oh. Thank you, McGregor.
John's asking, why did SpaceX not test more higher altitude hops with Starship? I mean, it was kind of all in to move to the full stack, right?
Yeah, they probably figured that whatever they could have tested with high altitude tests, they just arrived at the point where the next logical step for them would be to move to these full stack tests. It's just it's just a matter of what do you think you'll learn at this point with this test, and what's the next test that brings you the best result for what you want to verify. And they arrived at that decision.
Elite's official is asking, do we think they'll attempt to ship propellant transfer on the ground before they do it in orbit? That would be kind of wacky. 2 ships hooked up to each other on the ground.
How do you do that?
I mean, the tanker ship has a drogue, right? And the
But
and the receiving ship
But
has
they want to use
how?
they want to use pressure difference and vacuum like low
I mean, couldn't you just
zero G
press
things, right?
Couldn't you just press one starship's tanks and depress the other starship's tanks? I mean, yeah, obviously it's more straightforward in zero G. It probably isn't possible on the ground, but let me imagine this because it would be pretty cool if they did do this. I don't think they will, but I don't even think it's possible.
Yeah.
But it's fun to imagine.
I think there's nothing to gain from this. Well, like at minimum to gain from this versus testing it in orbit. But it's not like honestly, it's not a.
Why are
we
we
showing?
Why are we showing Ryan's info card,
Why are we showing Ryan?
Mr. Map
What's
Boy.
happening?
Mr. Map?
Why
I have no-
did that just happen?
I guess Kevin. I don't know. I blame Kevin. Okay. Yeah. Right. Anyways,
Crispy asking in the background. Somebody asked for directions.
how is the person most off the rails on today's stream not one of the 3 of us?
It's Kevin, right?
Yeah. How is that possible?
Also, I love the fact that Ryan's picture is a bit wider than everybody else, so this whole card is a bit wider.
Right. It's just because he's better.
Can we make this a contest, like who has the widest picture card?
Oh God. Something tells me Max would somehow win.
Yeah, Max would like submit a giant stretched wide picture. For sure.
Let's see. Nod is asking if I found a new hat. I've ordered a couple. We'll see what happens. Thank you for caring. Bill P is asking, any activity at the roadblock? Kevin, can we look at the roadblock? Looks about the same, right?
Yeah, it's still the maintenance truck or the maintenance trailer sitting there.
What were we calling the trailer? Emergency have everything you need hardware trailer? Something like that?
Yeah, the emergency have everything you need hardware trailer. Kevin is updating us. In fact, a bunch of cars left.
Huh.
So
They wouldn't open the road anyways just now because there's still a lot. So
Yeah, the vehicle is not safed yet. It's detanking, but not safed.
it's detanking, not detanked.
Correct.
You got a lot
Good
of
question, though,
language.
from Bill.
Yeah. So,
Green Leader
let's
is
see.
asking, real thoughts on Starliner. I have personally have little faith in it. I think the similar redundancy is good.
Yes.
I think it looks like a very capable vehicle. I like a lot of things about Starliner. I'm not going to hate on it. Do I wish it hadn't taken so long? And some mistakes that were made, do I wish they were not made? Of course. But I'm glad it's finally about to come online.
Yep, that's my take as well. I will just copy this take and paste it.
Ooh, you're copying him.
Yeah. At least I'm not copying his like his phrases.
Yeah, he's not stealing my bit.
You're the one stealing my bit.
This is ongoing.
Pugly Wuggly, thank you for gifting or becoming a red team member. And Teria also becoming a red team member. Thank you for that. Ethereal Swordsman, thank you for the super chat. They say, I've been slowly planning things. I'd like to build a pump-fed, liquid-fueled space shot. Would an NSFer be interested in coming up to the Midwest in a few years for that? I'm thinking 2 stages with 4 side boosters. That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
I would probably want to see that. There's NSFers in the Midwest, aren't there? Like, isn't that around where Gage is? Well, we could send Patrick, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andrew, who has been sitting over my shoulder this entire stream, and that's not weird for me at all.
You're getting like observed while doing the stream.
Oh yeah, like it's like I'm in an aquarium this entire time. Both of them have been here.
Oh God, I just saw something very cursed.
Yeah, no, don't look at that. We were arguing about favorite things earlier. Mr. Banana asked, which starship is our favorite?
Oh God, that's that's actually a complicated question. Honestly, I saw it live, so 24.
That's fair. Can we not? Can we not with the pictures in the back channel, please? My favorite starship is probably SN8, just because that was the beginning of the craziness. I mean,
there's so many people saying 26.
I mean, 26. You know, okay. I feel bad. I feel bad because I maybe might have had a small hand in starting the 26 hate club.
What? You starting a bit on the stream? No.
I mean, I don't know that it was all me. I admit I was involved, partly, you know. But yeah, I do kind of feel bad because maybe it's gonna end up doing something cool. Who knows? Maybe it's just a piece of ground hardware. I'm starting to like question my reality though. LSR in the back channel says maybe it was all you.
Yeah, it's like maybe I was involved.
It's possible I was involved.
Yeah.
Dennis is asking, do we know what caused today's abort yet? I mean, no. We're not SpaceX. We have no idea. We don't know if they're going to attempt again. We don't know if that's it for today. Well, that's kind of what we're waiting to hanging out and waiting to find out what happens.
Yeah, it's an ongoing situation, and they could restart the fueling at any moment right now. And then we are back in the flow, and everything is good. But we just don't know what's happening. It's also the matter of like, did it go? Do they need to look at it? Do they need to detank and look at it? It's a open situation, and we are just standing by here and waiting for any information.
Sean in chat is asking, why was the Hate 26 started? It was a long stream, and I was just being silly, and it was like we could cut to one camera and boo 26 because it wasn't doing anything at that point in time, and then cut to the other camera, and it was a full stack, and it was just like, boo, yay, boo, yay. I don't know, it was a fun... It was just a fun, silly thing, and then people got really like upset that we were hating on 26.
I think we also hated on it because it doesn't have flaps and the heat shield, and it just looks...
yeah, it looks cursed. Although I will say, with the with all the stringers, it does look a lot better than without.
Yeah, I would have liked it more now, but it already lost its reputation. So
I can't believe I supported you in your SHIP-26 hate, Jack.
You did. You were part of.
Yeah,
the,
you
okay.
did.
Okay. See, I was joking. I was joking about. I might have had a hand in its inception, but yes, it was like 99% me. But that other 1%, honestly, probably more like 20%, was Kevin. Like getting exactly what I was intending to do and cutting back and forth. It was perfect. It was perfect. And now you're like leader of the 26 fan club, Kevin.
I am. I'm president and CEO.
Can people, by the way, not boost Kevin's ego by saying in chat, "Oh, is that God?"
I mean, when it comes to this stream, in a lot of ways, right now, I mean, none of us want to say anything that would upset Kevin because he has powers. Unlike me, I never actually had powers.
What
You never
was
have
my
powers.
favorite moment ever?
I think I might have just killed Adrian.
The moment you found out you have no power.
Yep, that happened.
I love that because it was like 3 or 4 streams in a row with Bing commentary, and he's saying, "Oh, I want to mute another third person," and I tried to tell him multiple times, "No, you can't." And he was like, "No, I can. Look at this." And I was like, "You're not muting that person. What are you talking about?"
That was so great.
And we could still hear that other third person. It was hilarious.
Anyway,
Yeah, Jake. By the way,
SHIP-30, am I
there's
right?
the Starship. Yeah, SHIP-30. Remember half an hour ago when we said, "Oh, we are so good staying on rails today"? Oh, that was a good time.
Is that the vent on the OLM's going again?
Yeah, it's been on and off over and over and again. It's they're
Yeah.
perching every single line.
That makes sense. They've done so much work on the tank farm lately. Brov Legion is
yeah.
asking, does the ship only use its flaps on descent? If so, why? I don't think it uses the flaps on ascent. So yeah, it's basically just a landing thing. And because the more they can slow down due to aerodynamic forces and drag, the more or the less fuel they have to use for a landing burn. That's part of it.
Look at that red reflection there on the right side of the ship. You see that?
Yeah, what is that?
That's irritating to me.
Can we get an enhance, Kevin? Can we enhance?
You see that on the right side of the stringers below the LOX tank.
Yeah,
Is that just
It's
like
that's
weird-
the aft dome.
Is that actually there, or is that some sort of artifact of lighting or the camera or encoding?
That's why we're
Yeah.
asking for an enhance, but we're not getting it.
Enhance.
I think maybe there's no enhance right now available.
Enhance.
It's gone.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like maybe the sun is hitting the camera lens just right that it's like making a tiny lens flare.
Aww.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm so disappointed I will get something to drink and step away for a moment.
Okay.
Is
That
that
was
your
my-
excuse?
That was an excuse while I go now and somebody else gonna go on stream and I'm gonna be a bit away for a bit. That's the whole gag. Whatever.
Yeah, I heard Adrian needed to go for a drink, so luckily Ryan provided me directions to the stream.
Hey, it's the
yeah,
Burgonator.
Mr. Map, yes. What's been going on then? Because I was told we were quite close to potential static fire test, and frost started melting. And the orbital launch mount vent's going, which has got nothing to do with SHIP-30, has it? So that's just testing the tank farm. Do we think they're gonna? I think we're just waiting for the road closure. If the road opens again, sorry, I should say, is that not enough time to recycle? Alex, what do you think?
What do you mean?
Let's pretend, right? They get the frost down. They
Yeah.
detank SHIP-30. The road opens. Engineers the pad in say 30 minutes. Would that be enough time in the window remaining for them then to leave the pad again and then to recycle and go for the static fire test, or is it too tight for the window?
It'll be tight. It will be tight, yeah. But it will not be the first time they do something like that and then they extend the window. Like maybe instead of going to 8 p.m., it goes to 10 p.m., extending it a couple of hours to get that testing done. Because you don't only have to have enough time to do the test, but also to then detank the rocket, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's part of the process. When the road is closed right now, we're seeing that at this moment they are detanking the vehicle, and that takes a while. It takes about an hour or so to be able to do that. Perhaps more depending on what's the hurry for them. So yeah, it will be tight because you take into account that they have about an hour of loading, an hour of detanking, plus whatever time they spend there. If that were to happen, it will be very, very tight because we're about 3 hours from that end of the window.
Because I'm lonely, I've got no friends, I read chat all the time. And I did notice quite a few people in chat were saying, where's the second tower going to be? And I think this is quite a good camera angle because you can see where they've started working on taking the part of the wall down for access, I assume. I'm looking at that big pile driver thing. Is it in that area? I'm trying myself to get the bearings of where the
Well-
second tower will be.
Yeah, right now it's not there because we were gonna have a test fire today, so they moved it out to the near the orbit launch man. You can see there next to the chopsticks, so to speak. It's not literally next to them. From our perspective here on this camera, it is near the chopsticks, but it is not in. Perspectives play lots of tricks essentially. But yeah, it's way far out so that they could do the static fire test without damaging that hardware. And I don't know, whenever they finish testing SHIP-30, they'll probably bring it back.
Very good.
Chris, we were talking about favorite shuttles earlier, and I did not do a good job defending Atlantis against Alex's rationale for Endeavor. So,
That's easy.
If you want,
Yeah.
if you want to give it a whirl, be my guest.
I would absolutely like to do that. Alex, how many times did Endeavour visit the Mir space station? That was an Alex sigh, knowing the answer.
Yep, it was a
Yeah.
knowing sigh. If I was writing a script, I would have written knowing sigh in italics.
You know what the fun thing is? It is kind of, there is no best shuttle as such. If you want to go on absolute record, Discovery launched the most times. Discovery retired as a flagship. I can tell you a fun story while we're waiting because I like fun stories.
I like fun stories.
Atlantis at the Kennedy Space Center had a lot of the MPS, which is the internal part near the engines, and the engines themselves removed. So the aft of Atlantis in the exhibit is pretty much laid bare. It's not as the vehicle retired. Endeavour is the same. They had MPS taken out for the Space Launch System testing program. They literally took parts of the shuttle out of the MPS to do testing with. Discovery, because she was a flagship, was retired as the vehicle of record. That's what they called it, vehicle of record, and nothing was removed. The engines were, because they took all the engines for SLS, but the entire internals, the MPS, main propulsion system of Discovery, is intact. So Discovery retired as the vehicle of record because she was the flagship. Oh, really, Chris? That's interesting.
No, I'm just I'm laughing at an image of the shuttle posted in our back channel, but
Oh, that's the Top Gear one, yeah. That's the
Right.
Robin Ray Light one, yeah.
no, I'm always here for shuttle facts, Chris. In fact, you know this because
Yes, I do.
we've been doing Shuttle Sunday. Shout out to our Shuttle Sunday show that we've been doing lately.
Yes, that is the Command Shuttle now because that provides a playlist of the 3 shows we've done so far. We are going to stagger it, obviously. It's going to probably go on for a long series. And we'll go through eventually to some of the later missions where there's quite a lot of decent video coverage of it. And what we'll do is we'll take all of it, put it together in a package so as if it was live. And we're going to commentate on it as if it was live, as a kind of special show. Probably on an anniversary. It'd be one of the special missions like STS-93, something like that, something fun, where it's not just like your average shuttle launch, which there's no such thing, but there were many which were quite, nominal. STS-93 was kind of like pants of your seat, if I can say that, launch, and a very interesting mission as well.
Seat of your pants.
Seat of your pants, yeah. What did I say? Pants of your seat? God.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Did I really say that? Oh my God, yeah. Well, there you go. You see, I'm going old. Basically, it was an interesting mission. So that'd be kind of a fun one to do because we've got a lot of video footage and photographs and internal stuff. I remember STS-93 is the one with the Mission Control Center loop in the background, which you don't hear on STV, where that's where the intro comes from. Yikes, you bet concur. That was,
Right.
Yep, that was literally John Shannon's flight director who did that part. He actually said those words because the end of the launch phase, 8.5 minutes in, was like, well, we don't want that to happen again because they have found lots of things go wrong with that mission, with that launch, I should say.
I remember one of the
That
first
one-
things you posted on our YouTube channel was like a nifty little video from L2 of,
what's that
the, of the
oh.
launch of '93.
Shall
Wasn't that
I
one of
find
the one of the very first videos on our channel?
Well, the thing,
Yeah.
I can make
Oh,
it
hey.
Starbasey.
Sorry, really quick, the tower vent is going. I do want to acknowledge that. But please, yes, Chris, I was going to Shuttle 2.0 talk at some point there, but Starbase it up.
Yeah, the fun thing was that when Mary was uploading her clips into the forum, this many people know this story, but I'll repeat it. Mary was taking photographs and uploading video clips into the forum, and anyone who knows about forums with PHPs and attachments knows that it just drains servers. And of course, Mary's clips were popular. Starbase was becoming popular. More and more people were downloading these attachments and hot linking them and what have you. And basically, I said to Mary, I said, "Can we put these on YouTube instead, just so we don't kill the forum and kill the site because it's just like so much demand for them?" And Mary said yes. So we literally started putting like clips of Starhopper, just basically before it even hopped onto YouTube on a channel. We had no ambitions of a big channel. It was just basically some way to relieve the forum. And then it started getting some traction because Mary's clips are amazing. So I thought, well, let's try and make a go of this channel in some way. Still not thinking it'd be a big thing, but just make it more interesting. So I took some other shuttle stuff, like videos and things from L2, and just like livened it up by, alternating. So we didn't want to become like a Starbase only channel. And that's where some of the clips on the early days of the channel were uploaded by me, just from videos we had anyway. And I'm going to try and find the STS-93 one now.
I already linked it in chat. I'll do it again. I'll
Oh,
link
there
it
you go.
again.
Well done. You're faster than me.
I take no credit. Alex found it.
The cool thing is,
Yep.
Wayne Hale, the former space shuttle manager, Wayne Hale, said, "Oh, I'm going to do an article around this then." I was like, "Wow, yes, cool," because like Wayne Hale is like a legend in the space shuttle community. So that was really cool.
Every time he writes something new on his website, I'm like, all right, put everything aside. I'm going to sit down and read this. So vehicle significantly detanked. You can see the frost is continuing to go away. Meanwhile, the orbital side of the launch site is, dare I say, going ham. We got a tower vent. We got the OLM vent going strong. SpaceX using the road closure to get a lot of stuff done, not just with SHIP-30. Got to purge them lines.
Still think that's a horse box. I'm hoping
Or-
it's a horse box.
No, it's not a horse box. It has no ventilation. That would be terrible.
They might have the other side. Might have some
Maybe.
windows with some horses' heads poking out. We should need a camera on the other side.
Well, Gene, Space Padre.
Yes.
He's got. I mean, I don't know if horse box is the proper term, but I do like that term. So
I've seen it. It is very ventilated. Yeah, that's unusual because normally a horse box, if you see in the UK, would be more like that. It'd look like that, maybe with a hole at the front for a
Is that
window so they
really-
can look out.
is that really the term, horse box?
Yeah, that's what they call them, horse boxes.
I mean, it's a trailer, but I kind of like horse box though.
Yeah, that's the real term for it, horse box. But I've seen Gene's. It's very aerated. It's obviously very hot down there, so it makes sense.
Oh, look, Kevin's showing the 93 video.
Oh, cool. It's like a Shuttle Sunday, but on a what day is it today? Tuesday.
But yeah, the cool
Yeah,
thing
it's
about this
Tuesday, yeah.
video is it shows you like who was sitting where and who said what in the entire exchange during launch, including Yikes You Bet Concur. So it's a really cool breakdown.
I know Scott Manley did a video on it as well because it was the gold bullet. It literally was a screw loose on an engine that rattled into the side of the nozzle and causing a leak. Said it under speed, had fuel cells playing up. Elaine Collins was its first commander. She was commanding Columbia on this mission. It was like crazy. So much going on in this one.
I will never get tired of seeing that ignition sequence.
Yeah.
We're just watching shuttle videos now on a Starbase stream. That's what we're doing.
I'm going to ask chat. We've got hours and hours and hours what's called QVIS video in L2, which is like super slow motion. Jack, you'll know. Is it 16mm or something?
The QVIS specifically, I'm not sure, but yeah, a lot of the super slow motion stuff was 16mm. Some of it was 35, based on my limited knowledge. But I think most was super 16.
Cool. If we put all some of the highlight stuff, because we've got like all the cameras, all the engineering cameras. I know NASA TV did one about 10 years ago where they took some QVIS footage, but they didn't really do much with it apart from commentate over it. If we took a load of those unique views of like the SRB bolts exploding at super slow speed and the super slow engine ignition and things like the baggies on the mobile launch platform getting absolutely destroyed by the SRBs, would that be of interest to people? I know it's a Starbase audience, but
Yes, Chris, yes, I would.
I know they're not going to say no, are they? I mean, that's the
I
point.
would love that. Andrew says yes, he would love it.
I'm kind of playing to Kevin Michael Reid because he's been asking us to work on this for ages. So. We could do it. If we couldn't make it work as a video, we could probably still have clips on Shuttle Sunday, couldn't we?
That's true, yeah. I mean, we're watching the development of what is in, as we have said many times, many ways, Shuttle 2.0. So I do enjoy, going back and going over the shuttle program, especially for everybody out there that wasn't around for any of it, or might, maybe they got into this, into spaceflight from Falcon Heavy, or from Inspiration 4, or from Starship, and it's just really cool to expose people to that. And also, I mean, I said it on Shuttle Sunday, I'll say it again. Seeing all of the pictures, all the historical imagery that was captured by the photographers at the time is just a treat. So I'm here for it. I think a lot of people are here for it.
Should I probably just clarify? Can't get my words out, Jack. I'm sorry. Shall I just clarify what I mean by Shuttle 2.0? I know you agree as well, Jack. Is because the early days of development for the space shuttle program was very much like the Elon Musk of that day, where they had to sell the vision of literally giving up on the moon and going into low Earth orbit, almost regressing. And it was a regression, let's face it. They were going from lunar landings to basically being in low Earth orbit. That's not a step forward, that's a step back. Because remember, the option was to go to Mars, and they basically cancelled that. They sold it because they said this would be a reusable space plane. We could literally launch it every other week. And we could put so many satellites up there. We could do things like building massive space stations. We could do all this sort of things in low Earth orbit. And that's what the selling point was. It fell flat on its face when they could not do the rapidly part of the reusable promise. So this is where Starship comes in, because this has got every chance of not being the problem the shuttle had on the reusability side, because it's a much simpler design. I say that carefully, because the space shuttle was so complex. A lot of things needed to be worked on to make it work, even just on a 3-month turnaround in the processing, compared to Starship, which you can imagine landing back at the tower. They may be able just to refuel it and then send it again eventually. So that's where the 2.0 comes in, because it has a lot more promise of fulfilling those goals of reusability.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all hoping for, right? For 30, 40 years now, that's what we're all hoping for, right? Rockhounds, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. once again, thank you to all of our members. At Capcom level and above, you get Discord access. So you get a bunch of cool perks, the members only photos and videos. You get the members only emoji. You get a cool badge on your name in chat as you hit anniversaries. And again, Discord access, which includes the pre-show and post-show for NASA Spaceflight Live that we've started doing, which I think is really fun. So pop into Discord and say, hey, thank you, Rockhounds, for becoming a Capcom member. James, thank you for the support. They say, pants of seat quote needs to be in the intro of the show.
Oh, no.
Spirit
Well,
Wolf, thank you for gifting
write that
5
down,
Red Team
Jack.
memberships. Alex, I think you're cutting out. I can't quite hear you. And Ali Demercy, thank you for gifting 50 Red Team
Oh,
memberships.
Oh,
Allie's
they're
one of
already at 50.
Ali's one of those names that pops up all the time as well. Thank you so much. 50 Red Team memberships. That's insane. Now 50 people get to be in on the membership program. Be sure you thank Ali in chat if you got a gifted membership. 50 people. That's crazy. So much support. Thank you, Ali.
And that's regular from Ali. I see Ali's name all the time doing these massive support things. Ali, trust me, you are not missed when we read your name out. We know who you are because I've got used to that now. I probably could mention 50, 100 names off by top of my head of people who regularly support us, and it is incredible. So it's much appreciated.
I was just thinking that. Like there's a large number of names that I could probably rattle off. I don't know if it's 50, but it's definitely a lot. We see so many familiar names pop up. It's just awesome, especially like the long timers. Like I immediately think of Jerwa. What's up, Jerwa?
Yeah.
But everybody, it's amazing. It's amazing to see the same names pop up over and over again over the years. Very little frost left on the ship. Road still closed. Waiting to see what happens next. Let's see. Some more questions, Chris?
Yeah, have you got any? Or do you want me to read out?
I got a couple here.
Very good. Fire away. If the technical, I'll just go to Alex.
Well, no, I have no idea what this means, but hopefully you will. Gareth is saying, Chris Bergen is the best thing to come out of Yorkshire since Jeffrey Boycott? Discuss.
Well, first of all, no, but thank you. Jeffrey Boycott was an absolutely amazingly famous cricketer for Yorkshire and England. I will find you a clip of him talking. He's most like honest talking bloke you'll ever meet in your life. Basically, he's like real salt of the earth, but he was an amazing sportsman. Yeah, it's cricket. I'd try explaining cricket to Americans. I might be here all night, so. But I appreciate the comment.
Baseball and dodgeball had a baby, right? That's my very, very, very rudimentary understanding as a stupid American. Okay, real questions. Shiva is asking, whatever happened to Shuttle Enterprise, Chris?
Right. Oh, we need Alicia in here, don't we?
I know, right? We do need Alicia in here.
Well, Enterprise obviously never went to space, so it becomes kind of a black sheep of the fleet. But that is also unfair because Enterprise did so much work laying the foundation for the space shuttle program from the alt tests, which is the approach landing tests, where they came off the back of the SCA, the 747, and did the free glide back to landing, and basically that validated that they could actually land the space shuttle orbiter. But also the fit checks at 39A, the fit checks at Slick 6 in Vandenberg before Discovery was meant to move there. There's so much involved. Enterprise was almost going to be converted at one point to a space-worthy space shuttle, but that plan was cancelled. That is now at the Intrepid Museum, where Elisa is. And you ever watch our shows from the Intrepid, usually Elisa is right next to Enterprise, or Enterprise in the background of her. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And that's in New York City, by the way.
Absolutely. Who said that? LSR said it's the ship 26 of the space shuttle. That doesn't make any sense. Kanan is asking, why did they do the... We're just doing shuttle questions now. Kanan is asking, why did they do the first shuttle crewed? If it failed, it'd be really hard to come back, right? Yes.
Oh, my word. Yeah.
Continuous miracles interspersed with acts of God, per Commander John Young on STS-1.
There's a lot of controversy around this because I know, you can ask many shuttle people, the space shuttle could have flown uncrewed, especially during the latter part of their career. There was a thing called the AORP, RCO orbiter, where on the ISS, if the orbiter was damaged during ascent and the decision was made to bring the crew home on the following shuttle mission, it was called Launch on Need Shuttle, advance the launch date and send the next shuttle up and bring them all home in one shuttle. They'd had the option of bringing the space shuttle back uncrewed over the Pacific Ocean for a West Coast landing, I should say. And if it failed, they could have aborted. There was also the option to do a tail-first re-entry to dispose of the orbiter. But they did have a box of tricks that they could install in the cockpit that did the two things that the space shuttle could not do on itself, which was the air data probe deploy and deploying the landing gear. Literally two switches. That's all that could not be done by the computers, and that's what the box would do in respect to that. So maybe they could have flown STS-1 uncrewed, but I think they just decided that it was probably too much risk to try it uncrewed, so they decided to add the crew, which is, to me, crazy. I don't think that'd ever happen again. I can't see him ever doing that again with a flight of a first vehicle. But yeah, it was Bob Crippen and John Young, and wow, I'm trying to use phrases that would be acceptable for YouTube, but they were very brave. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, brave.
Sorry,
brave and many more words than I could even possibly think.
Yeah,
Continue.
I have to. I see it in chat. I was waiting for it. They had ejection seats. I do not, for the life of me, think they would have been able to use those ejection seats during launch. They would have not ended well for them. It would have been no real escape mode out of it during first stage. The ejection seats would have had a use probably during the last part of landing. Say the landing gear had not deployed, and belly flopping onto the concrete. Onto the sand of Edwards would have not ended well either. So they could have probably ejected during the final part of landing. I don't, for the life of me, think they could have ejected during launch. It would have been pretty seriously bad for them if they had, because you can picture it yourself. You'd be ejecting into a very dynamic situation, especially when the SRB's firing and what have you.
Yeah, dynamic situation. Yeah. That's one way to put it. I'm so glad they never had to do an RTLS.
Yeah,
Although it would have been absolutely crazy to see.
The thing about RTLS is it's called return to landing site, and it doesn't really mean that because...
I thought it was return to launch site.
Sorry, launch site, yeah. The problem with that is... Again, my brain's not working, Jack. The problem with that
worry, mine either.
wording is the shuttle people I've talked to say the best case scenario for it would have been coming back over their SRB recovery ships, Freedom Star and Liberty Star, and bailing out of the orbiter, and then being picked up by those ships, being recovered from the ocean, because they thought there was very, very, very little chance of getting back to the SLS shuttle landing facility, basically. So they thought... I know Scott Manley did a KSP version where he brought it back, but I think in reality...
Not a KSP one. It was Orbiter.
Oh, was it Orbiter? Thank you, Alex.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I people can think it's possible, but I think, from based on what the shuttle people have told me, that the best case scenario was getting it back over the recovery ships, the SRB recovery ships out in the ocean, and then bailing out.
Yeah, and up until, what was it? I guess after Challenger, they didn't even have the bailout pole or whatever it was called.
That's right. Yeah.
Can you tell I've recently recorded a video on shuttle?
Yes.
It's a really cool machine. I'm on record as saying I really don't like the shuttle because I really don't like a lot of things about it. But I also really love the shuttle. It's a complex thing. It's not black and white. It's an amazing machine. Peak of human engineering. So cool. But yeah, unfortunately, tragically flawed.
I like to say I'm a shuttle fan with the caveat of understanding how dangerous and how many things were wrong with it. Because the fact that they made it work for that many missions is testament to both the engineers, the astronauts, the people working on the vehicle, and what have you. And that absolutely has played in to the future of spaceflight, because I know a lot of people who worked on the space shuttle program who have gone off to Blue Origin, to SpaceX, to other companies as well, and they've taken that mentality of like, we can't afford to get anything wrong with them to those other companies, and that's played in very well for those new companies. And I really do believe that the hard lessons learnt during the space shuttle program has put us in a good stead going forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I don't think we would be here today without the shuttle. Let's see. Let's do some more questions. Canan Copeland again is asking, what is going on with SHIP-30? It's on a new stand? They should cut it into tiny pieces and sell them to us nerds. Well, they brought a stand from Massey's to the production site, and it seems like they're putting SHIP-30 on it. Alex, what the heck? What the heck, Alex?
Well, it's just testing all of the stuff for static fires at Massey's. That's the stand that they're going to be using for static fires there. So yeah, they're rolling it out probably tonight, and maybe we get some testing later this week.
There is a road delay tonight. What is it, midnight to 3 a.m.?
Yep.
So we'll see what happens with SHIP-30. Some kind of testing at Massey's, perhaps.
Can I ask Alex what he thinks they'll be doing with SHIP-30? I mean, why would it be using this strange vehicle, and what benefits would that bring by testing it?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably not good to put a very precious piece of cargo or vehicle on a very experimental pad that has not been tested yet. That's my take.
That's interesting.
SHIP-30 is not configured for flight, so like it doesn't have any of the recent updates. It has not been upgraded or anything like it. It's very old by a lot of accounts, so it's most likely not flying. But hey, if it works as a ground test vehicle, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And it's still the best ship.
Oh, come on, Kevin.
Hi, God.
That's amazing. Part of me just wants to argue with you, but I'm trying to reform and not hate SHIP-30 as much.
It earned some brownie points with me when it did that in-flight engine test. I thought, oh, fair enough, that's different. That's good. That's good, interesting. A lot of people still, I say a lot of people, some people still think it's a tanker. And it's not, is it, Alex?
Conspicuous silence.
No, Chris, it's not.
Yeah, maybe we caught him.
It's not a tanker.
There you go.
So I was taking a little bit of a drink because
Oh,
my
sorry.
throat is already dry.
There's me throwing questions at you.
Yeah, Demian in chat is saying tanker is reusable, which makes sense. I guess the right word would be depot, but I also don't think it's a depot. Let's see. A friendly Starbase worker is asking me specifically what shuttle flights had a white external tank. That was STS-1 and STS-2. Everything after that had orange. It's orange, right, Chris?
That's correct. Yeah. They saved quite a lot of upmass by taking the paint, by not painting it. Basically, £600 of paint or something stupid. But the main reason for the painting was not just aesthetics. It wasn't to make it look good. It was also because they were concerned about solar radiation on the tank, so they thought they'd protect it from it. But then they realised it wasn't a big deal, so we didn't need to paint. So they didn't bother painting them and left it with a surfy foam, leaving it orange. And the fun thing about the external tanks was they leave them eschewed quite creamy, almost creamy white when they leave Mashuda at New Orleans, and then they tan over time and become more and more orange.
Just like me.
Orange.
Let's see. I like how we have this view with all the venting from the orbital side, plus like sneaky SHIP-30. Andrew, why are you sending me reels? I'm on stream right now. I know you're laying on the couch, like comfily behind me, but yeah, no, we're live. I'm live right now saying this to you. Oh, that's a pretty cute reel. Sorry, guys. I've got Andrew over my shoulder.
We heard him faint laughing live on air. So what are we thinking here? Because obviously we can stare at this vehicle for the next 5 hours and not a lot seems to be going on. I'm wondering at which point we think, well, they're probably going to try again tomorrow maybe.
Well, we're about an hour away, an hour and change away from when we thought something was going to happen, and we saw what looked like an abort on the ship. Whole bunch of venting. Vent stack came on. They detanked. You can see the frost is like almost gone now. So, I mean, there are, what, 2.5 hours left in the window, but at this point they're testing the orbital side like crazy. It seems like 30 is done, but the road's still not open, and that could just be because they're doing all that testing on the orbital side. So, I mean, we could stay live until the road opens. I guess we could throw to SBL and watch for the road opening there. Because, I mean, at this point, I do not think we're going to see anything else with 30 right now. Although, if we did, and, you know, we can always just go live again.
Yeah.
All right, well, really quickly, I will thank some more support that's coming in. Jay Flaherty 13, thank you for the support. They say, when are they designing Raptor 4 stubby version? Never. The answer is never.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
D.A. Swanson, another familiar name, gifting a Red Team membership. Thank you. James Humans, thank you for the support. They say, SHIP-26 will fly at the pants of the seat. And SN15, the best ship ever. Thanks for the support. They say, if I ate bacon next to a super massive black hole. That's what it says. I'm not sure what it means, but that's what it says. Thank you for the support. All right, well, at this point, let's all go hang out at Starbase Live and see if anything else happens today. We can always spool up commentary back again, but plenty of additional closures this week, plenty of opportunities for SpaceX to get this testing done. Chris, thanks for jumping on.
No, my pleasure.
Alex, also thank you for being on.
Also a pleasure. And hopefully tomorrow we get an actual fire. I don't know. We'll see.
Hopefully.
We'll see when they do another attempt.
And Mr. Michael Reed, thank you for being on. I thought I could get him to talk.
I know, I thought that as well.
SHIP-26 sure stinks, huh, you guys?
I hear the outro.
26 is the best
music.
ship.
There he is.
Oh, there you go.
There he is. There he is. And of course, we had Adrian on earlier. And I'm Jack. You know that. Everybody knows that. I'm the annoying one. Let's all go watch Starbase Live and see if anything else happens for today. But until something interesting happens, we'll see you next time.
I mean, you know we're going to watch SHIP-26, right?
No, we're not.
You say that, but it's like I am getting ready to eat some food and then drive out to Starbase and get cameras set up. Really, Mr. Kayak? Really? That's what you're going to put in my info card? Really?
I actually didn't do that. That was Ryan Caton.
Oh, Mr. Maps.
Oh, Mr.
Oh.
Matt?
Mr. Map Boy. Okay.
But yeah, I have to go set up cameras for 26 rolling if that's what's going to happen tonight. So, fun! Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Let's go hang out at Starbase Live.
And here we go.
We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RCPA chamber pressure looks good.
Doubling up. Roger, Atlantic.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Fighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. Off.
It's orange!
R45. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage!
What is it?
Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
This methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? We don't need any more of these.